What's up, guys? Andy's back again, keeping the content coming for you guys. Today we're looking at one of the greatest football teams of all time in one of its greatest periods of all time. I mean, you can never take anything away from them, but we're looking at Guardiola's Barcelona. Specifically the sort of 2010/11 side, which is probably one of the greatest footballing sides. I mean, not potentially one of the greatest lineups, even though that lineup was absolutely fantastic, but just one of the greatest footballing masterclasses of an entire season. Absolutely unreal. So team-wise, sets up in a 4-3-3 with the false 9. I had to take a couple of liberties just on football here with the team. I mean, obviously there's other options. You can have Henry in there. You can have Eto'o. There's just players. I don't think there's a Valdez or a Dani Alves in card, so we couldn't have them. There's no special Iniestas or Mascherano cards at the minute. It was the same with Pedro. So change the team as you see fit. But just around that period, I've gone with the best lineup I can, just to give you some ideas of where everybody were. And obviously Messi, the absolute pivotal point, and Iniesta, the absolute dream, one of the greatest passers in the game. And then you would have Dani Alves down here, and that link-up play with Messi, unreal. Don't think I've ever seen anything like it in my life. However, my team, as we are dry with the rest of you, is not quite the Barcelona team of greats. So I've just chucked a La Liga team together for you. Obviously, Messi should be in the middle there. But for the sake of today's video, we shall deal with what cards we have. So, as I say, 4-3-3, fifth formation in game. It's a very possession-based set up, this one. So, you know, if you like to build up fast, if you like to keep up position, frustrate your opponents, you know, and sort of create space, create plays, and not just play to the usual sweat. This is one that I've been playing with and having a lot of fun with in my team as well, as it fits my style of play, and it's really effective in game, to be fair. So let's move into tic-tacs. So 4-3-3, fifth formation. We're going with pressure on heavy touch. So because you're going to be sort of pressuring and you've got players all over the pitch, you've got a couple of free-floating players. You know, should players try a bit too much, take that bad touch, then you're going to be on them straight away, but you're not going to break ranks should you not need to. Width, because the wingers are they're quite involved. They're going to be your main threat, your wide players, so you want them fairly, you know, fairly central, as it were, and then your width's going to come from your fullbacks in this formation. So gone for a width of 4 to get them in, because, as I say, all the threat is mainly going to come through them. I mean, your front three anyway, but especially them wide players, that's where the damage is going to come from. Depth, again, you know, even though, you know, they controlled the pitch, so middle of the board, 5's fair. You know, they're on attack, they're on a defence, everything was just a unit, you know, unbreakable, absolutely unreal team. Offensive style, no-brainer, possession. So again, width 5, it just keeps everybody compact, it stops them gaps in counters, it keeps your wingers sort of central as well. So between the defensive width and the offensive width, it stops those through balls through the middle, and then you'll see with the custom instructions, player instructions, that we're going to shut down the wide players as well should they need to. Players in the box, gone for 7. Even though we've got it on 7, it's quite high. With player instructions, you won't have all your team in the box, but again, you've got that threat coming through your midfielders and then wide players, obviously Messi. Corners and free kicks, 1 for 1. Move it up to 2 if you wish, but 1 for 1's enough how this plays. So then we'll move into the player instructions. So goalkeeper, nothing. You can, if you wish, pop him on sweeper keeper, but nothing really much to say. Player instructions, the only thing that I change here on your defence is if you do have PK and you want that extra Barcelona tick the box make it as legit as possible. If you've got PK, have this tactic set up with him as player striker. So in the last few minutes of the match, PK would go up top and he'd bang an header in. So that's if you want full authenticity, player striker on PK, and the other one just stay back while attacking. So on the left side, we've got, I mean, there's not too many. You've got sort of Jordi Alba and you've got Capita, Roberto Carlos, that can play there, who played at left back for Barca. Everybody else is sort of retired or not in the game. But stay back while attacking, normal interceptions and overlap. So they're not committing too far, they're not leaving you exposed at the back, and they will join the attack and build up to sort of the midfield as Barcelona did. And it's just that player to get the ball back into play, get it into the midfield and let them start controlling the game again, but not committing too far. However, in the Dani Alves role, he, like I said earlier, he linked up with Messi, you know, and some of the plays off them, you know, off each other, unreal, as the whole team were. But so in that Dani Alves role, you've got join the attack, normal interceptions, and then the overlap to create that width on both sides with the overlap instruction. Team Busquets, so he controlled everything from that back line to the midfield, absolute pivotal player. So yeah, he'd man mark to stop that runner through the middle, drop between defenders to stop again that sort of oncoming onslaught. If they did have players break, he'd just shut that middle down, allow the other defenders to sort of drop back, cover the gap, keep on his man, stop the ball flat with the pressure. That's where your pressure on every touch comes in, and then get it back up to sort of Iniesta or Xavi. Conservative interceptions because you don't want him running too far out of position, and then cover in centre, again just to stop that through the ball play. So the Xavi role, more defence minded, so again just a bit of a pendulum between the three. It was like a pendulum. I mean, you saw it all the time. If you watch Barcelona at that time, or if you want to go on YouTube and have a look, there was just pockets, just triangles all the time. So what this does is, how I've set up the instructions, it creates them triangles between each section of play to try and get it, you know, that tiki-taka style of football the best we can. So we've got him on stay back while attacking, balanced crossing runs, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover centre. So nothing much there. He's just sort of like a pivot player, get the ball back into play, sort of cover everybody on that right-hand side of the pitch, and then start to merge into that left side of the pitch. Iniesta, who's turned into Llorente for the sake of this video, was the more interesting player. To me, he's one of them players, even though everybody knows his name, when you look at all the big players of Barcelona, your Messis, your Ronaldinhos, Henrys, like even up to the recent Suarez's, you know, your Neymars, things like that, he's just one of them players that got overlooked at how pivotal he was, and his passing was absolutely key in that Barcelona team. So he did get forward. So you can have get on forward, but stay on the edge of box cross. So he's there again as a threat to make that key pass, to plug a gap in attack. But we've got normal interceptions, but also the free roam tactic and cover wing, because you've got plenty going on down the middle. So just on that left side, it just pushes out a little bit, stops the opposition from playing out, and again it creates that triangle then from your left side of the pitch. So you've got your left back, PK. And then you've got up front, depending on you're playing Ronaldinho or whoever, you've got the privilege of playing up there, Neymar, if you want a more modern day Barcelona. And then it keeps that middle triangle, top triangle, bottom triangle. So them triangles are just all over the pitch, which was frustrating to play against, I can only imagine. So get forward, stay on the edge of box cross, normal interceptions, free roam, and cover wing for the Iniesta player. So that's your midfield covered. Again, everybody in this team is just absolute pivotal. So for your left winger, basic defensive support, but these are where the threat comes in. So as I say, we want them quite narrow. So cutting inside, coming short on your support runs, getting in the box crosses, and normal interceptions. So coming short again links up to the front three. So you've got your false nine in Messi. You've got your This is the same on the other side as well, so you've got the cutting side, so that 3, so you've got your front triangle, but coming short will also come short for everybody else as well. So again, it just sets up them triangles and then passing pockets for you all around the pitch. So should be the same on the other side, but we'll check. So basic defensive support, cut inside, come short, get in the box across, normal interceptions. Same, we've got Messi at this side, but obviously Messi would be at the centre forward. So basic defensive support, cut inside, come in short, get in the box crosses, normal interceptions. On this right side, you can, if you wish, have defensive support to come back on defence if you really so wish. And all that's doing is that Dani Alves type player, if he's bombing forward, it just allows a bit more cover on that side for you. But that's only put that in if you're struggling with it. But if you want to stick to the Barca style of play for this period, then, you know, authenticity is key. So we'll leave that. And then we've got Messi in the middle, who's he's all right, Felix. So drift wide, false 9, normal interceptions, basic defensive support. So again, it's conserving stamina. I mean, some of the, if you're using some of the earlier Messi cards, he's not got the stamina, so you may want to drop this on to stay forward if you wish. But on these later ones, not really a problem. But again, just going with authenticity. So it's false 9, exactly what it says on the tin. Drift wide, normal interceptions, and basic defensive support. So the drift wide, again, is just setting up that triangle for you, because your attack's going to come from that side and from your wide players. The drift wide sort of plugs that gap either side, and then allows him to be that further threat. And then obviously you'll have Iniesta sort of playing as a frontline sweeper, just covering the gaps, and then you've sort of gone into a front 4 or automatically. So it just gives that bit of creativity, and again, drifting wide allows them triangles to be set up again. And you're going to have attacks coming from everywhere, you've got defence coming from everywhere, and then your team's going to be set up in a way that you've got a lot of cover at the back against them counter-attacks as well, because you're not sitting too deep. And as it is a very possession-based game, you're playing up the pitch slowly, so you're not just oofing it up the pitch to somebody. That's not what this tactic's about. But anyway, guys, that's my Barcelona 2010-2011 Pep Guardiola setup. So as always, I seem to be getting a little bit more love for the videos, but all I can ask for you guys that are watching this is just hit that like button. That's the first thing. It's not going to hurt you. If you want to comment down below for any tactics you want to see, if you want any ideas on team building, squad building, if you want me to put anything of that together for you, as I say, any teams, formations, whatnot. We've got the Euros coming up, so I want to sort of try and do teams based on the Euros. But anything you're unsure of, by all means, pop it down below and I'll get back to you. And then lastly, which will mean the absolute most to me, is if you can just hit that subscribe button. As I say, I mean, I want to build the channel, it's getting the views, and I say it every video, and I've not seen a single subscriber more. But if you can just hit that subscribe video, because I am getting a lot of repeat views, a hell of a lot of repeat viewers, people coming back and watching the same videos. So if you can subscribe, and then it'll keep you up to date, and obviously it'll support me. But until then, guys, I think that's me. I don't think I've missed anything. If I have, again, down below. But until then, guys, you know, stay safe, enjoy your gaming, and yeah, peace and love, everybody.